You gonna do on Rambo, the next Rambo movie? I know he said he's done with Rambo. When the next comes out.
Now that I've had time to reflect on it, I've gotten caught cheating on my girlfriend so many times at the movie theaters because I was there with somebody else.
Yeah,
I think I'm done with the movie theaters.
How'd you get caught, by the way?
I'm there with somebody I shouldn't be there with.
It's dark though.
She's coming out of the movies with her parents, and I'm like, hey,
yikes!
Hi, guys. This is a true story.
Yeah,
it really happened.
From one. A little bit of outrage, to another. This past week, the CEO of IMAX had some very stinging comments for premium video on demand, PVOD, as they might call it. But he was talking to some Goldman Sachs peoples, some very important people, these Goldman Sachs people. Probably, all
dirtbags.
Yeah,
Chris Hansen probably works
there.
This is where he ended up.
No, they wouldn't let him into the building. They wouldn't.
He just has to go. No,
because
he can't go through the front.
He probably was trying to capture, half of them.
Probably was the Goldman Sachs CEO. It's like, listen, Chris, you let this one go, I'll give you a job. Fair trade.
Yeah, you can.
You're on the 18th floor. You sit in that corner over there. You shut your fucking mouth.
I never want to see a goddamn video from you.
Trade those shares. Just trade all day, and then leave out the back.
So basically, he had these comments that premium video on demand is a failed experiment. Was essentially what he was saying to in this conference that he was having with Goldman Sachs. He says directly, the numbers haven't worked in a pandemic, so how would they work in a non-pandemic? So I had the reason why I kind of chose this as a story was because it to me reeks of this misunderstanding of what the moment is that we're in, right? And I have no idea what the fuck he's even talking about, right? He's saying that, premium video on demand hasn't worked. Say who? Like who? Like what is indicating to us? Disney won't release numbers for Mulan, but from what we understand, that they had a spike in subscribers for Disney TV Plus as soon as Mulan dropped, right? So. And they did it what $30 a clip for Mulan.
Yeah.
If we're doing some rough numbers, they kind of left with a little bit of a bag. Especially when you consider that this is something that's new, right? That it's not, or something that is not necessarily new, but we're now trending towards this way, and so this is like one of the first major films that is doing something of the sort, right? And so one might think that, hey, maybe there might be a little bit of apprehension, but as we sort of go along, this will become the new norm. But what this reeked of from the CEO from IMAX, his name's Rich Gelfond. Of course, his name's Gelfond. He sounds like he was definitely caught by Chris Hansen at some point in time.
His real name's Richard, or some type of. It's probably something lamer than Richard, but he goes by Rich.
Yeah,
because he's the CEO and he's a dick. I bet he's a dick.
Yeah. He definitely doesn't tip.
No. Yeah. Even though he could tip 20%, he tips 18.
Yeah. 18 and a half, and it's like, wait, what? Why a half? But yeah. So the thing that I think that people are misunderstanding about this moment, everybody thinks that the pandemic is the feature, right? But that's not the feature. The feature is video on demand. That's the feature. It was always trending that way. No matter if the pandemic came along and just exasperated everything. It just turned everything on overdrive in terms of us turning to PVOD super quick. And so I think if you're IMAX, right, it's just like, yeah, duh. Like, he's not going to come out there and be like, yeah, no, like, let's, this thing that's our major competitor. Yeah, like they're killing us. This is the wave of the future. They're going to make us obsolete. No, he's going to come out there and say it's dog shit. Yeah. Nobody should ever watch this. In fact, if you have it right now, you're probably a pedophile. It's like, wait a minute, what's going on?
You probably watch Cuties.
Yeah. On repeat. And so of course he's going to say that, right? Like, what else is he going to say? So I think that this is, but from what I understand, there's so much apprehension for this because we're so stuck in the model of theaters. Now, don't get me wrong. I love movie theaters, right? I love to go to theaters to watch a movie, but I've always maintained there is no fucking reason for me to go to theaters to see like fucking romantic comedies. All right. Like we talked about Malcolm and Marie. I'm not fucking going to the theater to go see Malcolm and Marie on IMAX, widescreen format. That's just unnecessary. Right.
Yeah.
So I think
my days of going to the movie theater, I think they're done.
No. Come on. It's not done.
There have been too many times.
What happens when the next Rambo
time
comes
to
out? What are you
reflect
gonna
on
do? When are you gonna do on Rambo, the next Rambo movie? I know he said he's done with Rambo. When the next comes out?
Now that I've had time to reflect on it, I've gotten caught cheating on my girlfriend so many times at the movie theaters because I was there with somebody else.
Yeah.
I think I'm done with the movie theaters.
How'd you get caught, by the way?
I'm there with somebody I shouldn't be there with.
It's dark though.
She's coming out of the movies with her parents, and I'm like, hey.
Yikes.
Hi, guy. This is a true story.
Yeah.
It really happened.
I don't doubt it.
I was like, hey, we're just friends. We're gonna go see the Notebook.
Did our parents know you?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
It was just
yeah. This is awkward for everybody.
I'm sure when they got in the car, her mom was like,
yeah, you got to end this immediately.
You should break up with him. He's not a good guy.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
stories for another day.
Rich Gelfond, I get it. You're the head coach of the Cleveland Browns. Your team, your team is playing the Patriots this week. They've got video on demand, right?
You gotta see something.
You have to find a way to motivate your guys to go out there and play on Sunday.
They're
you
trash.
know you're gonna lose. You're playing the Patriots.
Bill Belichick. He's Subway for God's sakes.
You've got to say stupid shit in the interview, in the pregame interview. You got Tom Brady is not as good as they say.
He's not even on the team anymore. Yeah. What are you talking about?
He's getting old. He doesn't have the arm that he used to. Like he just threw 12 touchdowns last week. He's not the same guy. You have to find a way to instill confidence. And as the CEO of a company, even if you see dark days ahead, you have to find a way to give your shareholders and potential investors confidence in your brand or in your product. So I get it. But we know that things were trending this way, and they have been for quite some time.
Yeah. So there's one thing that he said that really kind of like, kind of sold it for me in terms of like just how these CEOs, how the larger theater, movie theater community is sort of viewing this. He says, he was talking about the pileup of films, right? He says the pileup will sort itself out and eventually become smoother sequence. Right now, we're seeing delay after delay after delay after delay of big blockbuster films, right? Wonder Woman, the new No Time to Die, the new Bond film, Black Widow, all these movies we're seeing being pushed back, right? Eventually, they're going to have to release these movies one way or another. Now, they saw what Tenet did, right? They're like, oh, we don't want that, right? They and all honestly, Tenet didn't do terrible considering,
for
right?
The circumstances, no, not at all.
But they're like, no, we want some return on this investment, for these movies. And we know Tenet didn't do amazing numbers. It wasn't the welcome back to theaters that they were hoping it was going to be. So all of them push it back. My question to everybody though is, what the fuck's going to change between now and 6 months from now? We're probably definitely not going to get a vaccine anytime fucking soon. No, I don't give a shit what the fuck Trump says.
Yeah.
We're probably not going to get a vaccine anytime soon. And even when we do, it's going to take a fucking while for it to even take effect, for it to actually work as it's supposed to, right? That's if people even fucking take it, given the fact that everybody's just like, nah, no vaccine for me, for me. And so you have all that going on. At some point, these movies that they're sitting on, they're going to have to release. So it's like, instead of game planning for that, and instead of accepting the future as it's laid out, it is like, I don't see it.
Yeah.
No, we're going to hold on to these forever until, everything goes back to normal. There is no fucking normal anymore. We're never going back to that. It's never happening. Move on.
Listen, here's what I think Rich is doing right now. He's stalling, right?
Yeah.
He is trying to find a new job somewhere else. At the moment, you have to stand firm, right? I bet if you went on LinkedIn, it's looking for new opportunities.
Yeah, he's definitely
just anybody out
those
there
headhunters
who know who's hiring.
Yeah,
yeah. He's going to be at Goldman and Sachs with Chris Hansen.
Sitting in the corner.
Dateline NBC. They're all going to be working there. So he's stalling right now. Again, I get it. You have to instill confidence in your shareholders and investors, but like, I hope what IMAX is really doing on the back end while they bluff up front. I hope this is just a pump fake, and I hope they have a plan to actually, score the touchdown and win the game somehow. But
Mixing a metaphor.
it worked.
All right. So yeah, I think I've had my fill with the CEO of IMAX.